already took a week off, so
Just about, and we are live, but yeah, we're just trying to keep everything in motion.
yeah, man. Make sure we don't lose viewers, and I know people that tune in, so they look
Yeah,
forward to seeing things. You know what I'm saying?
facts. We got like our 3 to 4 faithful fans. It's better
Hey,
than nothing.
man, better than nothing. Three
Better
turn
than
into
nothing.
18, 18 turn to 36. Let's
That's
go. Let's
right.
multiply it.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. Welcome to the Shoot Your
Yes,
Shot
sir.
podcast. I'm your host, Vic Bayless.
Yeah, I'm your host. KD is better.
We're gonna get into that later. Actually, we're gonna
Oh
touch on
man,
that.
nah, yeah. I mean, I don't want to, pick people's brains right now and touch hearts or whatever. First and foremost, we got to congratulate Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the 2021 NBA championship. Giannis did it. I mean, say what you want about injuries and players being missing. That's just the way shit happens in sports. So you got to play who's in front of you, and with all the obstacles and with everything, he did it. He's the champion. So
He
props
did.
to the
He did.
Milwaukee Bucks.
Congratulations to Drew Holiday, one of my favorite point guards. I'm
Him
glad to
too.
see him.
Hmm.
He might not have a great series, but he impacted it. I tell you that.
His defense, he did, what he was supposed to do, even though he wasn't, focal on offense. He had one or two great games on offense, but that defense was, great. He did what he was supposed to do on defense. So that helps.
That definitely helps. All right, so let's get into the nitty gritty. All right, so with Giannis winning the championship, MVP, two MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year under the resume, how's this legacy looking so far? Only 26 years old.
Well, at the age of 26, it's looking hella great. The best thing that makes him stand out is he didn't run and join, a bunch of players to win this title. He took the team he had. They fought through adversity, getting bumped in first round, getting bumped in the second round, losing to Kawhi and them in Toronto. The frustration and also the media pressuring him. Oh, Giannis may have to leave. He may have to leave. May have to team up with this person. May have to team up with that person. He ignored everything and said, "You know what? We're gonna keep fighting until we win," and they did it. So, right now, if he keeps going on this path, he can add another, you know, ring or two and a couple of. I mean, he's 26, so you figure, he got high level basketball left in him for like the next 5, 6, 7 years. So, ain't no telling where he could be by the time he retired, barring injuries. You looking at a top five, maybe player, guaranteed.
Are we talking of all time, or we just talking?
I mean, like, yeah, because as he climbs, you knock people out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, people may bring up free throw shooting, jump shooting, but it's like, listen, man, the objective is to win and make an impact. And two MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP in the ring, already at the age of 26. You know what I'm saying? You can't really deny that. So if he retires in, let's say, what, another 14 years, 13 years, you say he keep playing about it to the age of 39, 40 maybe, if he retires with 5, 6 rings and 4 or 5 MVPs and another defensive player of the year, then yeah, whose resume gonna look that good, especially with the way he scores. He's so efficient that he's going to finish his career well above 50% shooting. You're looking at a person they may retire with a career average of 26, 25, 26 points per game. So it's like, you never know. You know what I'm saying? And as he climbs, he knocks people down. He knocks people out. So, I don't want to jinx it, but as of right now, and you have to look at him as a top player. Even though he can't shoot the way we want him to shoot. And I just look at it like, just imagine if he could. Imagine if he was a mid to upper 30 3-point shooter in the league, then he would pretty much be unstoppable.
I agree.
You know,
For me, I'm gonna leave it TBD for his legacy to be determined. Because you never know. Like you said, anything could happen, and I'm not wishing nothing bad on him. But anything could happen. Injuries. We don't know what could happen. So as far as legacy, I really can't say. But right now, I guess we can really say he's a top 5 in the NBA right now, maybe top 2.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if we talking in the league right now at this moment, I think I would probably place him fourth, maybe third. Although Steph ain't win, Steph is still up there. Even though KD didn't win, coming off that Achilles injury, the way he looked, he's still up there. So, you know, um, he's definitely right behind, those guys. If not slight, I wouldn't put him slightly ahead, but I know some may. But as of right now, it's like, yeah, you got 2 MVPs. Steph got 2 MVPs. Steph is a 3-time champion. KD is a 2-time champion. Say what you want about him going to Golden State, but I just look at KD still slightly ahead of him. We can rewind and go back to that series, and like I said, injuries are a part of the game. But if Kyrie doesn't go out, Giannis is not hoisting that trophy up. We all know this. So we'll just leave it at that.
Oh no, I definitely agree. If Kyrie doesn't go down, if the Nets is healthy, we're having a total different conversation. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
We're talking about what Giannis going to do. Is he going to demand the trade?
Right. Because we're looking at a second round exit if the Nets are total healthy.
Not only a second round exit, but a possible sweep because they was winning Game 3.
Right, exactly. So they would have went down, 4-1 or a sweep. So yeah, it would have been talks of, what Giannis is going to do next. Do he leave? Do he stay and keep fighting? And with the Nets being who they are, you in Milwaukee, you really don't have a chance until you get someone that's going to be just as good as a Kyrie or James Harden, seeing that you and KD kind of neck and neck. You're going to need someone that's going to battle James Harden and Kyrie. So, yeah, we talking of now you might team up with Kawhi, or you might go to Golden State, or you join LA, like somethings, because you're not beating the Nets with the Milwaukee team that you had. So,
oh no,
yeah, it's a totally different conversation. But again, that's the way things happen in the NBA. It's not about the best team; it's about the healthiest.
Yo.
Hey,
there you go. What's going on, brother man?
What's good?
All right, the three amigos.
Yes, sir. Shit, my bad. I was eating and then seen y'all popped on. I was like, oh shit.
All right, just know y'all ain't seeing the books.
Oh, there we go. So we're basically touching on the finals. We was just discussing if the Nets was healthy, we know the Bucks wouldn't have had made it past the Nets, so that might have hindered Giannis's legacy. So, what do you want to chime in on that?
Yeah. Bottom line, the Nets weren't healthy.
Unfortunately,
Giannis got it. Well, the series still went 6 games or was it 7?
Ooh. The Nets series went 7.
The Nets Bucks.
Yeah, it went 7.
It went 7 either way.
The Nets is trash.
We better than the Yankees right now, so get out of here with that.
Overall,
we better than the Yankees this year. We better than the Yankees this year.
Let's go.
I don't talk about the past. But anyway, back to the NBA talk.
Yeah, so it went 7 either way. I think either way you sliced it, that series is going 7. I just think one thing that made Chris Paul getting all the way to the finals even more apparent is that James Harden is not a great teammate and might not necessarily be the guy that you want on your team to get you to the finals. I think he hindered, even though he was one of the two, he came back healthy. I feel like he didn't really do much to help, make a difference against the Bucks.
He wasn't healthy. He wasn't healthy.
No, I said that's what I meant. He came back, but he wasn't healthy. My bad. He came back. He wasn't healthy enough to make a difference. But I think in general, he's just not the guy. I think KD and Kyrie would have been maybe better off without him and more of a full team around them. Because as we saw, all of their bench players and B, C level players didn't step up. Joe Harris didn't step up. They weren't even playing Claxton. None of those dudes showed up. So I think if they would have had a couple more of those guys that they let go, Karis LeVert mainly, they would have been in a better position. So yeah, I mean, injuries definitely changed it, but that's everybody's run. Every year is affected one way or another by injuries in some sort. The only reason the Raptors got theirs with Kawhi a few years ago is because that whole Golden State Warriors team was hurt. I mean, it is what it is. You can't take it away from him, though. He did what he had to do at the end of the day. Because the Suns were healthy. You can't make no excuse for the Suns. So they took care of business. They got there and they took care of business.
Glad you brought that up. The Suns was healthy, and so was the Bucks. And the Suns got manhandled 4 games straight. So my question to my guys, is the Suns a fraud? Because it's the first healthy team that they faced in the whole playoffs.
I don't
look great.
I wouldn't call them a fraud because, all right, let's rewind back to the first series against LA. Everybody claimed that they beat LA, and the only reason why they beat LA is because LA was hurt. All right, so now let's take a look at game 1. Who won game 1? Phoenix. Was LA hurt? No. Who was hurt? Anthony Davis was.
I think Caldwell Pope was injured, and
I ain't talking about that. All right, out of their stars, who was hurt? Nobody. Nobody. All right, so the Suns win game 1. The Lakers win game 2 and 3. The Lakers was still healthy, but who was hurt? Chris Paul. So the only reason why you won games 2 and 3 is because Chris Paul is hurt. So even if both teams in that series is healthy, you can't automatically say the Lakers would have beat them, because I don't see it that way. I don't see the Lakers. I didn't see the Lakers running through Phoenix if both were healthy, because game 1 showed you what a healthy Phoenix team looks like against LA, and games 2 and 3 didn't. The Lakers didn't start crying injuries until they started losing. Again, we take it back to game 3 when LA won and they up 2-1. They showboating, they happy, they laughing, they teasing them, they mocking them. And then out of nowhere, you lose, and now all of a sudden, we all hurt. LeBron hurt. Davis was hurt. But other than that, I can't see it. Now, as far as the other series go, Denver. Now, you could say things may look different if Jamal Murray plays. But Denver, I think they still beat the Lakers. Do they beat the Lakers as easy as it looked? Do they beat the Lakers in 6 like the way they did? No, I seen it going 7. But
do Phoenix beat Denver if Denver's a healthy team? Murray.
If Jamal Murray is there, because he's the only one from Denver that was hurt.
Do they win?
I don't know. I think the series again. This is another series that may go 7, and Phoenix just might win, because if you take the 2 teams, you got Devin Booker and Jamal Murray pretty much clashing with each other and singling each other out. You got Ayton and Joker pretty much clashing each other out. All right, so yeah, Joker may get the upper hand, but now you got Chris Paul. Who's pretty much stopping Chris Paul?
Nobody.
Nobody. Who's playing defense on Chris Paul? Nobody. So and on top of that, who's forcing Chris Paul to play defense? Nobody.
Probably Jamal Murray, because Booker's not going to guard him.
Let Booker guard him, or let Bridges guard him, or let someone else guard him. Chris Paul is not going to guard Jamal Murray because now that's an ass kicking. You asking for an ass whipping. So you never know. They just might sneak past Denver as well. The only series I felt was a difference is the Clippers. Once they played the Clippers and Kawhi wasn't there, that's different. Because now Phoenix don't really have an answer for Paul George and Kawhi because they both big guards. So it's like Booker's not guarding neither one of them. Booker can't guard Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. Bridges can't guard either one of them for a whole game. He maybe could give you a quarter. He may could give you a half. But he's not sticking with Paul George and Kawhi Leonard for the whole game. So now it's a difference. And then on top of that, you got Patrick Beverly and Reggie Jackson doing the same thing to Chris Paul that they were supposed to do, which is get under his skin and annoy him and make things hard for him. Right. So that's the same thing. And now you got the reason why Ayton was looking pretty good and fairly decent against the Clippers is because they were focused on other things. Now, if you got Kawhi playing full health, you ain't got to worry about certain things. Ayton ain't getting the touches he ain't getting the taps in and the putbacks and the alley-oops that he was getting. So that's pretty much the only series that I felt was a big difference. Against a healthy Lakers team, that Lakers team didn't show up. They wasn't healthy. They were healthy other than Davis. The team didn't show up. You ain't getting nothing from Schroeder. He was healthy. You ain't getting nothing from Morris. He was healthy. You ain't getting pretty much nothing from Caldwell Pope. And then the issue was you didn't dig into your bench. You ain't put Talon Horton Tucker in. He ain't getting no burn. So you're looking at a Laker team that didn't utilize what they had. They didn't use what they had. I don't know. I wouldn't call Phoenix frauds. It's just, they ran up against a different team. We all knew deep down inside that Milwaukee was a better team. We were just thinking, not thinking, but we pretty much was predicting with our hearts that we just hope Phoenix can win for CP3. Let them get that ring because the window is closing. Other than that, it was no way in hell Phoenix was going to beat Milwaukee. No way in hell. Booker, this is his first finals, and I understand, this was Giannis' first finals, but this is different. Giannis has been climbing the steps. He went from pretty much a bum team with Milwaukee, with Middleton. They fought through all that. They went to the playoffs, got bumped in the first round. Went to the playoffs, got bumped in the second round. Went to the playoffs, got bumped in the Eastern Conference Final. So they pretty much was taking steps to get here, whereas where was Phoenix last year? Home. Where was Phoenix the year before? Home. We were them the year before. Home. So so it's not like they was taking gradual steps to get to the NBA Finals, So
yeah, we remember your pick, Vic. He said he called it. He did say Bucks and 6, so I'll give that to him.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we all knew. We all kept saying, especially if Middleton and Drew got it going, there was no way Phoenix had a shot because you can't match that. You can't match it. Who's guarding Giannis? We all knew nobody could guard. Nobody on Phoenix was guarding Giannis. So it was like, all right, if Middleton and Drew get it going, now what? Booker can't guard Middleton because Middleton too big for him. He got 2 inches, 3 inches of height and 20, 30 pounds of weight over Booker. So, and the same thing goes for Holiday. CP3 can't really guard Holiday. So that's all it takes. But like I said, we were all just hoping they win because we wanted to see CP3 get that ring because we knew that window is pretty much closed now.
Yeah,
Giannis,
I mean, my pick was solely for CP3. I wanted him to win it. I mean, I went on record saying Booker is a tad bit overrated. Not that he's not an elite player, but he's just not. He's not at his prime yet, and it's still gonna take a little while for him to get there. And he wasn't. I mean, he played well, but overall as a team, Phoenix wasn't ready to handle this big spotlight as a unit. You know, most of their players, other than Crowder, have little to no playoff, let alone finals experience. You know, they got to a moment they weren't ready for, but that's what a lot of young teams do. I mean, back when OKC made it against Miami, whatever year that was, they were all just a little too young. You know, they weren't ready for that moment. And sometimes you get teams that like that are young and overachieve to get into the playoffs, to, you know, go through the playoffs. Maybe they get lucky and there's some injuries or, you know, whatever you want to call it. And then they get to that, they run into a team that's ready. You know, Milwaukee's, like you said, they tested. They've been through the ringer. That team is, you know, other than Drew Holiday, that team has pretty much been together for, you know, a couple of years now. I think this is Bobby Portis' first year in Milwaukee too, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, they were just building the team. You know, they made the trade to get PJ Tucker, which was a great move for them.
Defensive wise,
yeah. I mean, it could be argued he was, you know, top 3-4 most important player through this playoff run. I mean, think all the people that he had to guard, everywhere from KD to Trae Young to I mean, he damn near guarded everybody, it seemed like, against Phoenix, whoever he had to at the time. So, that was a good trade for them. Unlike the trades we talked about, you know, the Rondo trade for both teams, that ended up being a negative for both teams. So, you know, I wouldn't call them a fluke because they took care of business. You know, you can only play the team that's in front of you. You know, you can't make excuses. You just got to do what you got to do. But they definitely weren't ready for the moment. It was, those first two games was exciting to see. I enjoyed, you know, watching those Phoenix fans. You could tell they wanted it. You could tell those Phoenix fans, they were hyped. They were behind their team. They were celebrating those first two games. It was, you know, felt pretty magical, honestly. Chris Paul, you know, had great games, but, you know, they just weren't ready. They weren't ready for the moment, and they ran into a team that was better. And honestly, a man, you know, in Giannis that said, "I'm not losing again. This is it." You know, he's aware of, you know, what could have been, you know, like we talked about against Brooklyn or whatever, and he took advantage of the moment. So you can't say that he didn't, you know, he put it all out there. You know, there was some times where he you know, he was laboring and breathing. I mean, he was putting it, you know, 1,000% into every play. So, you know, hats off to him. He's 1 for 1. So good for him.
Yeah, I also look at it like the first two games Phoenix won. It was more of a Milwaukee didn't have a rhythm yet. They didn't know what to do. It was kind of like who's gonna do what. And then I just think after game 3 they figured it out. Like, you know, Drew Holiday was, you know, he stepped up on defense. He said, you know what? You guys do the scoring. I'm gonna score when I can or when I have to, and I got this defense. Like the things he was doing, you know, like important steals, you know,
blocks, so many blocks.
Yeah, and then the supporting cast. You look at PJ Tucker, who didn't score much, but when he did score, it was like, damn, like it just took everything out of Phoenix. And then on top of that, Phoenix is not as deep as Milwaukee. You know, Milwaukee has a bench. They got 2 to 3 guys on their bench, maybe more, that's guaranteed to, get some sort of points in them. You know what I'm saying? And then when once Portis got a rhythm and got it going, it's like that's another guy that you got to worry about. The thing with Ayton is Ayton can't create his own buckets. You know what I'm saying? So it's like CP3 has to make a choice: either score or pass this ball to Ayton to score. And if Ayton missed, that's a missed opportunity. That's a wasted opportunity. Whereas Milwaukee has guys that can create scores for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Middleton can create his own shot. Holiday can create his own shot. Even though Portis is not the greatest, but he can separate and create his own shot. Brook Lopez has the ability to play inside and out. From the years he was a leader in Brooklyn, he knows how to play this game. He knows how to create his own shot. So it's like there's just so much that Milwaukee was doing that Phoenix just couldn't match it. They just had to get it going. I just look at the first 2 games as like a warm-up test. It was a warm-up. Milwaukee had to feel what was going on, see what was going on, and they made the adjustments where Phoenix didn't. They left Ayton on the island trying to guard Giannis one-on-one. That wasn't smart. They didn't build no wall for Giannis. They didn't force Giannis to shoot and get the ball out of his hands. They looked at it like, hey, if we're gonna lose, we're gonna let Giannis beat us. And that's what he did. He said, you know what?
Yeah.
Y'all making this game too easy for me. And you can see that it was just so easy for him. Game 1 was a fail out. He was coming back from that injury. Everybody thought
I think those first 2 games, it was more so of a test for him. Like, what can I do? What will this knee injury allow me to do? Then once he realized, like, okay, this isn't as bad as I might have thought or we might have thought, then it was all out, balls to the wall, and you can't stop that.
And Phoenix didn't help by making things easy for him. Like, there's not many NBA players that can guard him one-on-one.
Right.
And you let Ayton and Crowder do that. That's not good. That's not a good game plan. You
can't play 2-3. Homie said play 2-3. You can't play.
I wouldn't do that. You do what all these other teams been doing. You build that wall. You clog the paint.
The Hawks made it harder on Giannis than Phoenix did at any point.
You build that wall, and to be honest, Giannis was having a tough series against Atlanta. It was Middleton and Holiday that won that series. So you build that wall and you make things hard for him. And Phoenix didn't do that. They made it easy. They said, you know what? If we're gonna lose, Giannis is gonna have to beat us. And Giannis said, okay, fine.
But he did it. He did it.
So should we put that on Monty Williams then?
I mean, some of it, yeah.
Some of it, but he only had so much to work with. I feel like Atlanta was a deeper team. They had more bigger bodies that they could throw at them. Even the young cat that they had, was a little bit effective against Giannis. They just didn't have the bodies. I mean, Jay Crowder is probably their best defender, but he's small, especially for a 4. I mean, he's undersized. So really, and with Saric being out, they didn't really have the big bodies.
Yeah, that was a hurry.
That was a big loss for them.
We thought that wasn't going to be have any effect. That ended up having a big effect.
That was a big loss.
Because Frank Kaminsky ain't it. He ain't been it. I don't know how he's even still in the league, honestly. They just didn't have the bodies. And Ayton, he's tall. I'm pretty sure he's 7 foot plus, but he not built like a man yet. He need to hit that weight room.
He's too slow to stay in front of Giannis.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he has the size and he has the weight. He's just not quick enough.
He doesn't
have the IQ yet. Like, Giannis Giannis has been in this game for 8. This is 8th season. Like, Ayton only been in the league 3 years, 4 years, if that. 3 years. So you gotta learn this game. It's not about the quickest and the strongest. When you get to the finals, that's when your brain comes into play. That's when IQ making the smartest. Because remember, we don't have possessions to waste. We can't come down the court and waste possession. We at the end. This is the end of it. We don't have games to waste. We gotta win these next 4 games because there is no next week. There is no next month. Mm-hmm. It's over after this. So this is when the highest IQ comes into play. You know what I'm saying? And this is another reason why I felt the Clippers lost. Although the Clippers, they are a better team. They're just not smart enough. You look at their players, Morris. You look at Beverly, Reggie Jackson, like even Terrence Mann. Like, they're good, they're better, but they're not smart enough. Their IQs are very low. Beverly IQ is probably one of the lowest in the league for a guy that's like in a starting lineup and probably a great defender. His IQ is terrible. He's not making the smartest play, the best play. Reggie Jackson is the same way. They're not making the best play. They're making the selfish play. It's about me. I'm trying to shine. And that's what killed the Clippers. Yeah, and you know where that comes from? You build your IQ by not being the best in the beginning. When you are just giving everything from day one, that slows down your ability to learn the game. Let's take a look at Ben Simmons. You was given all these roses from day one. So what do I need? Why do I need to work? I'm getting the same rewards as anyone out there busting their ass. I don't have to work hard for nothing. Giannis wasn't given that. He was the 15th pick. He was riding the bench. He had to work for that. He had to work for everything. And that's what builds your IQ. You start getting smarter because it's like, I don't have what he has. I have to beat him to get to where he's at. And that builds your ability to learn the game better, play better, and do better. Whereas day one, you getting all of this. You sit back and just say, hey, I'm getting it anyway. I ain't got to learn nothing. This is why Ben Simmons hasn't learned to shoot, because he don't need to. He's getting $40 million. He's an all-star. He's getting all these awards and nominations to get these awards. He's getting all these people saying he's a top player. He's this, he's that, the third. So he's like, fuck it. I ain't got to do nothing. This is why he hasn't gotten better. But
he
Giannis
doesn't have that appreciation for the game. I mean, you can see it in Giannis's face when he won it. He appreciated every ounce of that moment that he was in.
Yeah, because it's like all this hard work is paid off. It's paying off now. I am seeing the rewards for the hard work that I am doing. Whereas some players are getting the rewards without having to do the hard work. So it's like, I don't have to keep working. Same thing with Middleton. You talk about a player that was in the G League. He was drafted in the second round, sent to the G League. Some teams thought he would never make it, but he kept fighting. His IQ, he got smarter, he got tougher, and said, you know what? One day, all this shit is gonna be beneficial to me. And look at him now.
A champion.
A champion.
He got that. He definitely has cultivated over time. He wasn't born with it like Kobe, but he definitely has that Mamba mentality.
He never quit.
Never quit. And I mean, even us at one point, but a lot of, for years people have been saying you can't win a championship if Middleton's your number 2, number 3 guy. And he took that, and he's gotten better every year he's been in the league, and he a champion. You call him what you want. Like PJ Tucker said, you call me what you want, but you got to call me a champion.
Well, what I think Drew Holiday takes a lot of pressure off of Middleton, because what it is neither one of them are great enough to be the number 2, but both of them together with a guy like Giannis makes everything work, because Drew is not a selfish player. Middleton is not a selfish player. And the IQs, you talk about Drew Holiday, he's been in the league 12 years. Middleton has been in the league 9 years. So these are guys that have been around so long. They are intelligent. They're going to make the best play possible. They're not like, Drew Holiday may force some shots when he's not on. He's trying to get on. So it's like he may force a shot that you'd be like, come on, bro, that's dumb. But what happens is he'll make up for it on the defensive end. He'll say, you know what? I just shot a bad shot. So I'm going to make sure this guy shoots a bad shot too. And
or if he knows it's not his night, he's a very willing passer. He's going to give the rock up.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the series, he averaged more assists this series than he has in his career. You know, he averaged like 9 assists a game in the finals. When has he ever averaged 9 assists in his career? You know?
I mean, he's always kind of been that combo guard. He's never been considered a pure point guard. I think he's finally tapped into it. These playoffs, especially the combo guard. That's who he is. Okay, I'm a hit shots when I need to. I'm a dish it when I need to, and I'm gonna play defense hard on whoever's in front of me
on every possession.
Yeah. Right. No possessions off.
So here's the big question: where they call it the way too early predictions. Does Milwaukee repeat next year?
No.
It depends.
No depends. Or as of right now, if everything stay the same, do they repeat next year?
No, not at all. They don't. No. They don't even get back to the finals.
No.
I agree. No.
And what's your main reasons for that?
Because Joe, what's the name? What name you got on your screen? What that says? And
oh yeah, because KD better.
Yeah. Anything else you want to know?
Is that the same reason for both y'all?
Yeah. Because the team that rhymes with the name on my hat is healthy, is better. They're better. So, I also think, you know, if things like you said, if everything stays the same, I don't think the Nets really need a deep bench. They just need to remain healthy.
I think it's proven that they do need a bench. Because Kyrie has proven that he cannot stay healthy.
Okay, so that's the difference. Now, if we talk in health, then yeah, they need someone that's going to come. But now, if you look at it, let's just say Kyrie is hurt, but Dinwiddie is not hurt.
Well, Dinwiddie's not going to be a net. Let's face it.
Okay, so
no,
he's
not.
No way. He's not
because
he's asking for a lot of money.
He's not going to be in the NBA.
Nobody gives him that money.
The Knicks will.
Listen, the Knicks would be very, very, very stupid to get that man a 4-year, $120 million deal.
There's a lot of people on the Knicks radar right now, and I can assure you that he is not one of them.
The Lakers might.
The Lakers are looking to give anybody.
The Lakers are throwing anybody and everybody.
They don't. They're already talking to CP3, and it hasn't even been a week since he's been eliminated. You know, it hasn't even been 2 full days, and they are talking to CP3 about joining the Lakers already.
Look, I hope that this finals and how amazing this finals was, how amazing these playoffs were, proves to the NBA, whoever's calling the shots up there, that the people do not want to watch LeBron in the finals anymore. I hope the Lakers fall flat on anything they try to do. They sorry ass team stays sorry like they are. We could watch all these other young teams fight it out.
Sounds like hate.
This just in Nelson.
Call it what you want.
Nelson Cruz has been traded to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
I don't know who that is, but good for him.
Baseball talk.
He's a power hitter. He's a slugger.
Yeah, news just in Nelson Cruz traded to the Tampa Bay Rays. He's a Tampa Bay Ray now.
He should definitely help him out.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't agree. What I would rather see is I would want to see the Lakers get that player and still fail. So because I know it's more to it than just one player. I don't see what cheat code they got, because if it is a cheat code, they entered that shit wrong in 2021. Because it didn't work. I don't think the Lakers are one player away. What I say is
they're 3-4 players away.
I hope this final showed the NBA and its fans that you need chemistry. You need to build a team in order to win the finals. You can't just clog players together and expect to win a title. You need chemistry. You need to know each other's strengths and weaknesses in order to win an NBA title. Yeah, last year the Lakers won. That shit don't count. Nobody was there. Nobody was mentally prepared to play that season like they was to play this season here.
Don't tell the Lakers that.
Teams were mentally ready for this year. They weren't mentally ready for that bubble shit. Nobody cared about that bubble shit. This is why the Miami Heat was in the finals last year and was bumped in the first round this year.
Easily, too.
Yeah, they look horrible.
So I have two questions left before we get up out of here. One, I saw a post a little before I had jumped on in the group. Someone was talking about Anthony Davis and Giannis, who's better, and dude went pretty hard with AD. I just want to get y'all thoughts on that. At this point, who's the better player in your eyes, Anthony Davis or Giannis?
I mean, if we're talking about pure skill set, I'm going to go Anthony Davis. I don't think it's close, skill set wise.
Who's the better player? That can mean whatever you want it to mean. It doesn't have to necessarily just be the skill set.
I'm going Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis is the better player.
Why do you think that?
Because I think he has the better skill set.
Joe?
I'm gonna go with Giannis. I don't see where Davis is better. Davis has had his chance. Like, what has he done?
There's one place Anthony Davis is better than Giannis at, and it's behind the 3-point line. Everywhere else, Giannis is beating Anthony Davis.
And it's not by much. Davis is a career 31% from the three, and Giannis is a career 28%. So I don't see, like, what skill set. Like, what is he doing better than Giannis? Like, Giannis gets to the rack at will better than Davis can any day in his life.
And that's it.
I mean, the objective of the game is to score. I score more points than you, I win. Davis had his chance and could not do anything with that New Orleans team. He
won last year though.
Oh, we don't count that. We're not talking about last year.
Who was the leader though?
Who was the leader? They both was. So Davis single-handedly won that title?
Of course, there's no such thing as single-handedly winning, unless you're Tim Duncan. But
okay,
that's a different story.
Tim Duncan, get the
all right,
fuck
all right. Let me ask you. All right, so we're gonna put it like this. I replace Giannis with Davis in LA last year. Do the Lakers still win?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't see Giannis and LeBron playing well together. That's just my opinion. I just don't see them two working out.
So you telling me last year in the bubble, if you take Giannis and put him in Davis' spot, the Lakers don't still win that title?
I don't think so.
I need a 50 of what you smoking. Now let's flip it. Take Davis and put him on this Milwaukee team.
Do Milwaukee win?
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they don't. They still not getting past the Brooklyn Nets, even if Kyrie gets hurt, because Davis wouldn't be able to do what Giannis did versus KD. Davis ain't good. Davis is not great under pressure.
Since
He's
when?
not a clutch. Anthony Davis is not a clutch player. He's not a clutch guy.
Came up clutch last year.
No,
he did. Yes, he did.
He didn't come up clutch last year. What was clutch about last year? They basically swept Miami.
Oh, I'm not talking about the finals. I'm talking about getting to the finals.
Through the playoffs. Go through the whole playoff series. There was no tough games for them.
But he was hit. So did he not hit big shots last year in the playoffs? Did I not see that?
He had a game winner.
That was it. He hit 1 3-pointer against Denver. That was it.
I agree with that right there, though.
If you take Giannis off of Milwaukee and plug Anthony Davis in with the same Milwaukee team, Middleton, Drew Holiday, Milwaukee is not the NBA champions right now.
I disagree.
Honestly, not. Even if they got lucky and somehow that team beats the Nets, Atlanta would have beat them.
Would be who?
Atlanta would have beat Milwaukee with Anthony Davis on that team.
No way. No way. What are you guys smoking?
I want to go back to the whole.
Hold on. When has Anthony Davis ever carried a team to do anything? Once he ever put the team on his back.
Never.
Drop the 50-piece McNuggets, as Giannis said. When has he ever done that?
Never.
When did he have a sidekick?
He had Drew Holiday.
He had DeMarcus Cousins before the injury.
DeMarcus Cousins.
What was Drew putting up?
Basically the same shit.
Did he have a team? Did he have a team?
Yeah.
Who was on that team? Somebody pull that up for me. Because now we're going to discredit. Now Anthony Davis is a bum. That's what we're saying.
No one said he was a bum.
Nobody's ever said Anthony Davis is a bum.
He is a top 5 power forward. He just happens to be behind. No, in the game right now.
Oh.
In the game right now, he's a top 5. He's behind Giannis.
Not in my book. Maybe your book.
All right, so you want to? All right, so Anthony Davis was in New Orleans for 7 years, right?
Correct.
Right, 7 years. You want to skip? What you want to look at? His last season or his last 2 seasons?
What was his last 2 seasons there?
All right, his last season in New Orleans, he had 2 20-point scorers. Drew Holiday averaged 22. Julius Randle averaged 21.
I forgot.
He had 2, 4. He had 6 players other than himself averaging double digits per game in points per game. So
that's more than Giannis has right now.
So technically that team is better than this Milwaukee team that he has right now. Because Drew Holiday averaged 21 points a game.
What was their record?
In his last season, they were 33-49.
Oh, that's horrible.
Trash.
Thank you. Trash.
That's horrible.
All right. So the year before that, that's when he had DeMarcus Cousins. Drew Holiday averaged 19 points a game. He had DeMarcus Cousins averaging 25 points per game with him. And he averaged 28 points per game. That's the team. That's the team that finished. They had 48 wins. They finished sixth in the West, and they got bumped in the second round against Golden State.
That was a good team.
Yeah, damn, a pretty good team. Now, the year before that, that's when he had DeMarcus Cousins again. This is when Boogie pretty much went with him to the playoffs. Because the year after, Boogie got hurt mid-season and ended up missing the playoffs. So this is the year where he went to the playoffs with him. Boogie again averaged 25 points per game. Davis averaged 28. They finished 34 and 48. They didn't even make the playoffs. Davis can't lead a team to the playoffs. Giannis has been leading the team to the playoffs pretty much by himself, except for the last 3 years, where Middleton has really excelled and blossomed. But before that, Milwaukee was still making the playoffs with who other than Giannis? Who did Giannis have other than Middleton?
Oh, I can't tell.
Bledsoe.
Who?
Oh, he did have Bledsoe.
Oh, come on. We're gonna sit here and make it seem like Eric Bledsoe is a difference maker?
He was those years.
Yeah, actually, when you think about it, when you think about it, he is a difference maker because with him on the team, they didn't do shit, and without him, they won the finals.
There you go. Every team has gotten better once they got rid of Bledsoe. Look at Phoenix. Phoenix had Bledsoe. They couldn't do shit with him. As soon as they got rid of him, look where they at now.
Bledsoe didn't play bad in Phoenix.
He didn't play better with them though.
He played.
They played better. They played better without Bledsoe. The same thing goes for Milwaukee,
but not New Orleans. New Orleans didn't play better without Anthony Davis. The Lakers didn't play better without Anthony Davis. The Lakers won with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, they also got LeBron as well.
You still need Davis to show up.
So now, all right. So if you take LeBron off the Lakers, what are the Lakers doing? What is Anthony Davis doing?
Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Putting up buckets.
Empty calories. That's what he's doing.
It's just like Chris Bosh in the Toronto days.
He's soda and cupcakes.
What flavor?
Pepsi. He's Pepsi and cupcakes.
Oh, no. I live in Atlanta. We Coke over here in Atlanta. Fuck all that Pepsi shit.
Whatever soda you want, whatever cupcake, ring ding, Hostess, cookies, he's empty calories. He's not a full course meal where you're gonna sit back and, oh man, that was great. That was awesome. He's empty calories. He's gonna get you full for 5 minutes, and after you burp, you're gonna be like, I need another cupcake and a soda. I'm sorry.
The thing. We've been told since Anthony Davis started his career, he was going to be the next best in the NBA, and he kept getting hurt, falling short, and he's never gotten close to that.
That's
and I don't think he ever will.
That's another reason why I can't pick Davis over Giannis. Giannis is healthy every year. Giannis ain't missing 20 games, 25 games. Giannis is 82 games every year. You look at
the fact that he came back from that knee injury that he came back from.
I was just about to say that. If Anthony Davis would have suffered that same injury in that Giannis did in Atlanta, Anthony Davis ain't playing in the finals.
Mm-mm.
So I'm taking Giannis. There's nowhere where Davis is that much better to where I'm like, yo, Davis is better. Like what? A 3-point here and there, a 3-pointer here and there.
And free throws. That's pretty much it.
Free throws, post game, rebound.
Who's gonna get to the free throw line more? Who's getting to the free throw line more?
It depends.
Giannis is getting to the free throw line more because his game is basic drive. So in order to stop him, you gotta foul him. Whereas Davis is gonna shoot jump shots here and there. I can live with that because you're not knocking those down. So if you want to shoot, if Giannis and Davis both shot the ball 25 times, 19 to 20 of Giannis' shots is coming at the rim, where Davis is shooting outside at least 10 to 12 times. So half of his shots are jumpers, and he's not hitting all of those. So at the end of the day, his free throws are not going to be the same as Giannis. Go look at the numbers. I was looking at the numbers. Giannis has been in the league. I mean, Davis has been in the league one more year than Giannis, but Giannis has more games than him. How is that? You've been in the league. You got more years in the league than I do, but I've got more games than you.
He made a glass, and I don't think he mentally tough enough to play through some of the injuries that he's gotten.
He get hurt. He get hurt a lot, and I agree. On defense, is not the same. Davis is not
he's highly overrated.
He's not a better defender than Giannis. Giannis is all over, like. Especially when people start talking. When people start talking about how Giannis is not great on defense, he's like, fuck that. I got to show these guys. He didn't just have 50 points. He had 5 blocks.
You know when he wasn't good on defense? When he went up against that guy, the name in that your little blue bubble.
But he matched him bucket for bucket. That's something Davis wouldn't have been able to do. Davis wouldn't have been able to stop Kevin Durant, but he wouldn't have even went bucket for bucket with Kevin Durant. He would have got outscored by 15 points. That game 6, when Kevin Durant put the team on his back, and what he scored, 48? If I'm not mistaken, he scored 48, right?
48, 49, something like that.
40, something like that. Giannis was right there with him. Davis would have got outscored 48-49 to like 29-30. And the Nets would have won by a blowout. You switch them players, Milwaukee is not winning the title. They not winning the title with Anthony Davis.
I guess we gotta do it on 2K then.
Go ahead. You know 2K, you know 2K not biased. 2K got an algorithm, and seeing that Milwaukee did win the title, and Giannis won the title, they'll do whatever they do to give Giannis the title again.
Milwaukee not even accepting that trade unless you put trade override on. They not even accepting that.
That's true. That ball is not gonna.
We overriding over here, baby.
I don't know, man, but I can't at this moment. And even earlier, I wouldn't have picked Anthony Davis over Giannis. Like Giannis is mentally tougher. He's stronger. He's more physical. He's guaranteed to get you that bucket. Like, fuck it. Like, if I can't shoot it, I'm taking it to the rack. And Davis is not. Davis seems to back down from that challenge. Like, I'm backing down from this. This is yours. Like, you handle it. You do this. I'm going to sit back and relax.
So my last question, this finals, although it was really, entertaining to watch, there wasn't too many key moments. So to me, and y'all might have a different answer, the biggest moment of this finals was that alley-oop Giannis caught over Chris Paul, or the block on the oop that Giannis had. You can take either of those two. For me, it's the dunk, just because I like dunks, and I was never a good big defensive guy when I played, so offense always gets me more excited. Would y'all agree those are probably the biggest 2 plays of the series, of the finals?
I'm gonna go with the Robin Lopez dunk. Did you see how high he jumped?
You mean Brooke?
Yeah, Brooke Lopez. That kind of shocked me, man. I didn't think Brooke Lopez would get up that high, and he went up there and dunked it on son. Like
He went back. He went back in time.
yeah, he went back in time. He pulled.
I mean,
He pulled
when
it
you're
out,
that
bro.
tall, you don't really have to jump.
I mean, he's not that much taller than Ayton and Giannis and them. They all in the same height category. Yeah, like it's not like he's 7'6". Like
Nah, I
you
think
know,
he's 71.
yeah, 7'1", and they just right there. They all right there. And if he is that much taller, Giannis got longer arms. You know, Giannis' arms is about his wingspan. I think is about 4 to 5 inches longer than Brook Lopez. So, and then with the age, I'm pretty sure Brook Lopez is hunchback now. He ain't standing straight up. You know, but I like the Brook Lopez dunk. But Giannis had 5 blocks in that in Game 6, and all 5 of them were, you know, especially the Bridges block. Like Bridges had a clean layup. He thought that was going in, and Giannis ordered that shit. So, I'm gonna go with the Brook Lopez dunk, and then any one of 5 Giannis block shots in Game 6 if you want.
I'm gonna go with the block on Ayton because if I'm not mistaken, if Ayton scores that alley oop, don't Phoenix go up 1?
I believe so.
I believe so.
So that was it. You go up 1, Phoenix might win that game.
I mean, I know that oop was pretty. I don't remember the exact score, but that oop was kind of that too. It was like that put Milwaukee up either like 2 or 4 or
They
something
were
like
3.
that.
That dunk, that alley oop, the Giannis alley oop put him up 3, and then it was an and 1. He had a chance to make it 4. He missed, but that was another key. He missed the free throw and tapped the rebound to Middleton and forced Phoenix to foul Middleton. So that pretty much, you know, what kind of lost the game for Phoenix that night.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
So both I would say both plays were the block and the oop were big moments. Do we feel like either of those moments has any kind of long-lasting legacy, like, you know, LeBron's block on who was it, Iguodala, or the shot that Kyrie hit? Like, is it or either of those plays in that caliber that we're going to be talking about for years to come? I think maybe the block, probably more than the oop, but
I don't think so. I think we just going to keep dissecting the 50 points. Like,
Yeah.
the 50 points is going to trump everything.
More important.
Yeah. For him to go out there and drop 50, and it wasn't like they won. You know, it wasn't a blowout win. It was a pretty close game most of the game. So
every bucket was a big bucket.
Yeah, like 50. All 50 points was needed, and then on top of that, to go 17 of 19 from the free throw line. Like, you talk about a guy that was probably terrible from free throws. For him to hit 17 of them, and then one stretch, he was probably, I think he is 16 in a row or something like that. So they just going to keep dissecting that 50-point game. However you want to slice it, that 50 points was more important than any block or any whatever. It was a closeout game. He went out there and was like, you know what? Smell it, and you guys
So
are not
then where does that game for him rank to y'all all time in finals performances? You don't got to give an exact number. Top 50, top 20, top 10, top 5.
Top 5.
Yeah, I would probably say top 5.
I got Magic Johnson number 1 against Philly in 1980.
Yeah. What about you, Vic?
I'm gonna just say top 100 because I would have to go back and really do my research. So I don't want to say top 5, top 10. I'm gonna just put them somewhere between 1 and 100.
Hasn't even been that many goddamn finals.
Probably not. Probably not.
I got the Magic Johnson player is number 1 for me. You're talking about a rookie that was asked to fill in for Kareem at center, and he went out there and scored 42 and hit signature Kareem, hook shot. I got the Jordan versus Utah game up there. I got the LeBron and Kyrie game where they both score 40 plus and close out Golden State. Giannis is up there. I got Kawhi, one of Kawhi's games against the Heat, where he just he didn't score a lot. I think he scored like 17, but he made his presence felt on defense, and he was an animal that series. So, but yeah, this Giannis game is up there, man. Like I said, that get out of his way. 50 points was nothing to sneeze at, man. So,
yeah, I agree. I will put AI's game one against the Lakers in there too. Just because as an individual performance, that was impressive.
It was impressive, but he didn't really follow it up. Like the Lakers.
We're talking about a game. We're talking about one game.
Yeah, but if you look at
that's what matters to me.
Everyone else went on to win, and like I don't know. I just don't have the losers. Like they don't stay far in the memory. The losers get eliminated and wiped out by winners.
Pretty much. I got Tim Duncan number one against the Knicks in the finals, so sorry.
He didn't have nobody guarding him, so
yeah, he had Chris Dudley guarding him, so congratulations.
Chris Dudley guarding him.
Patrick Ewing in that game is a different story for your boy.
He'd have bust his
That's
ass.
All I'm saying. No, he wouldn't. Not in his best day.
Let y'all do that.
Anyway, I'm got to get up out of here. So I just want to say one last thing. I know it's late as fuck, but congratulations to Italy winning the European title. I'm on fire with my soccer teams. That shit was amazing. It was a great game. I'm not gonna talk too much about it. I was happy. I was real excited. It was great to watch. I should have picked them from the jump. Like I told you, I wasn't picking with my heart. I picked France. I should have picked them, but it was amazing. I appreciate Joe at least watched a couple of games. Vic, I'm sure you didn't.
No. I just saw highlights.
Yeah, so it was great. So really all we got to talk about, going forward for a little while is baseball and USA basketball. So we'll figure out some things to talk about for y'all going forward. Shit, it feels good to be back. I'll tell you that much. I didn't miss you guys, but I missed doing the podcast. So
it's cool. It's cool. Just again, you ain't seeing the books, nigga. Nah, but yeah, it was good. Good to be back. Good to have all three of us back. Want to thank the audience for checking us out and sticking with us and sticking by us. Head over to YouTube, watch it, thumb up it. Subscribe, like.
Yeah, I did have a few people hit me up making sure we was all right. They're like, "Yo, what's going on with the podcast?" And so there's some people who are invested, so we do appreciate y'all.
Right. Definitely. So, until Tuesday, I'll have these guys brush up on some baseball so we can talk about that. We also got NBA draft coming up soon. We got NFL preseason right around the corner. So, we got things to talk about. It's not over. So till Tuesday, y'all.
And if any of y'all out there who want to get on for a couple minutes and talk why you think your NFL team to stay year, hit us up on the group or something. We might be able to work some things out. We want to try to see y'all's thoughts, see y'all's opinions, and then we can tell you how wrong you are.
Definitely. Facts.
Definitely. We can get everybody can get 5 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, say what they want to say, and then we get them up out of here and we take the next person. You know what I'm saying? We can do it like that.
Yeah, so if you're interested, let us know. We're gonna reach out. I know. I did the post. We had a lot of people respond with their favorite teams. We got a lot of Giants fans and a lot of There was somebody else. We had a lot of fans.
A lot of Cowgirl fans.
So
Too sorry.
We want to we want to definitely let y'all be part of the show. Let y'all have your little time to shine. So let us know. Until then, or until next time, it's been Shoot Your Shot Podcast. I forgot what episode we on, but again, appreciate everybody. Have a good weekend. We out of here.
Drink responsibly.
Yes, everyone. Don't drink and drive. If you do, turn the lights off. It's better that way.
And don't wear condoms.
Hey. No, condom sex is the worst sex.
The worst. Peace, y'all.
Who the fuck still wears